Yo, yo, yo.
What's up? What's up, Cassius? What's up? Great game, man. Great effort.
Man.
Great effort by the Grizzlies, man. Great effort by the Grizzlies. Hey, I'm Lee Jones, your host, co-hosting with Cassius McGowan today. This is our After the Buzzes post game, following the Grizzlies game. Great effort by the Grizzlies tonight. They fought hard, fought
Yeah.
valiantly. Uh, Down the stretch, Cassius, just too many mistakes down the stretch to
Yeah.
finish off that game, but as normal. Man, they fight hard. They grind. They fight hard. They do their thing, and I have to commend them on their effort. I mean, just a lot of effort, but just execution down the stretch. For me, was lacking a little bit. What are your thoughts on the game, Cassius, about how the Grizzlies played and why you see them going the rest of the year?
Uh, well, for the game, the Grizzlies played great, great, great. But the main thing is, you got how many minutes of basketball time? How many minutes?
48. 48.
Exactly, 48
Yeah.
minutes. Man, we got probably like a good 43,
Yeah,
42 or 43. Hey, man, look, put together this 48 minutes of basketball, and the Grizzlies could have pulled that out. You know what?
yeah.
They played a great game. First half and second half, they played an excellent game. They were moving the ball. It's like they were playing they were playing hellacious defense. Vince Williams had a great game. You already know Jaren Jackson. Jaren Jackson had a wonderful game. So hey, the main thing is turnovers. Turnovers at the end of the game. And you know what? One thing that pointed out to me, I think he did a great coaching this game, but for some apparent reason, he left Jake LaRavia out there too long at the end of the game in the fourth quarter. I didn't know why he was out there. The start of the fourth quarter, probably like the 10-minute mark when they were subbing out, when they left Jake in and took Gigi out. I think they should have just took LaRavia out and put Gigi in. But
Yeah,
hey,
Gigi, he didn't he kept him out a long time in the fourth quarter. I was wondering when he was going to get back in the ball game.
right.
Uh, and then when he came back in, he was so cold that it really didn't make it have any effect on the offensive end. Defensively, he came in and he played hard. Harden just made a great shot at the end too. Gigi was
Yeah.
up in him. Gigi was up in him. Harden just pulled back. That's what Harden does. That step back, and that was a great shot. What I will say, Cassius, and it reared its head towards the end of the game is, you know, Vince did a good job of running the show, but he had to distribute that ball. I don't want Jaren Jackson dribbling the ball, 30 feet away from the basket and being the facilitator out there towards down the stretch. And then when he tried to make that pass, of course, Kawhi stole that ball. I
Mm-hmm.
needed the ball in Vince Williams' hands, let him create, let him run the show, and get some action with Jaren coming in. And so having Jaren have that ball so far away from the basket, to me was an issue. Two times down towards the end of the game, they didn't really get into any sets, right? If
Right,
they could
right.
have gotten the ball down to Jaren on the low post, because he was unstoppable down there. I mean, there was nothing in Zubac fouled out. There was nothing anyone could do with Jaren down low. And I just wanted him down more on the paint, in the paint, on the box, and not handling the ball so far down the stretch. So I'll say that to me, getting them into their sets, getting them, that Vince running the show was an issue down the stretch that probably
Right,
hurt them
right, 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 right.
when it came to winning the game.
Yeah, and the main thing is, like you said at first, Vince Williams had a great game far as because Vince is doing his job far as defense. Point forward, man, he's a point forward right now. He's getting rebounds, offensive rebounds. That's another thing the Grizzlies were doing, getting great offensive rebounds, and they were hitting the boards. But like you said, the is echo. Okay, well, okay. Hey, let me change up something, because we getting the echo. Let me connect my let me connect my headphones.
Okay. Okay.
I had my wife checking on me. I said, let me make sure if we get an echo. I said, if we get an echo, let me know, because I'm like it's yeah. But hold on, let me give
Hey,
me
always a good woman behind the man. So that's what I'm talking
yeah.
about right there. It's all good. It's all good.
Give me 1 second, because the echo was. They said the echo is driving us crazy. Hey, so I said, let me make sure. Hold on. Because I had the, there you go. Let me, give me 1 second, Lee, and then I'll be on in
All right.
1 minute. Okay. Yeah, yeah. But anyway, Lee, hold on. Let me excuse the technical difficulties, people. There's always
Yeah.
something.
Real life. Hey, when we go live, it can happen at any time. So
Man.
you just bear with us.
And then now the Western name don't want to connect. Ooh, Lord. Yep, I knew that was gonna happen. But anyway, the show must go on. And let me see if
Yeah.
this there you go. Let
All
me go
right.
ahead and connect these. Then let me connect these right here. There we go. Yeah, say something, Lee.
Yeah. Yeah. Grizzlies.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, we good now. We good.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
hey, just get
apologize it. Yeah.
yeah, let's get back into it. But that was my thing, Cassius. How down the stretch they needed a facilitator and get Jaron down on the block because he was dominating inside. I mean, no one could stop him on the inside. I like it.
Right.
Even getting him the ball on the move as well. So that far away from the basket, you're 30 feet from the basket. They double team you. You're sort of throwing a difficult pass back across the court, and boom, that really turned the game around for the Clippers. And then the big shot by Harden that we can't say enough about. James Harden's a shot maker, so that happened. But hey, great effort. Great effort from the Grizzlies. They fight hard.
Yeah.
They continue to fight hard. Gigi didn't have a great game tonight. I think he only ended up with about 9 or 11 points.
Yeah, Gigi.
Williams.
The first half, Gigi was in foul trouble, so yeah, it kind of it kind of messed him off as far as the first half. So yeah, and he actually was doing good whenever he was in. He did great, but hey, that's how it goes.
Yeah. The other thing that I think that they're missing, like I want more action, more motion, more action in the Grizzlies offense. Sometimes it's one pass, look, and stand around and watch one player do their thing one on one. I want more ball movement with the players that they have and the 3-point shooting that they have. They can spread that court and let Jaron work down in that post area. He dominated the game though. He was right now. He was the best player on the court. Let's be
Yes,
honest about
yes,
that. Jaron
yes.
Jackson was the best player on the court. It's the little things down the stretch that hurt the Grizzlies. And hey, continue to fight. Continue to let these players get more experience. Work with your matchups, and you build for the future.
Yeah, the main thing is, like you said, Jaron had a great game. The main thing I love about Jaron, he can do it from the 3-point line inside. The main thing I want him to get is that mid-range game. Once he get that mid-range game going, he's going to be kind of unstoppable. But the mid-range game, I feel, if Jaren Jackson, he get that in his repertoire, and then make sure he gets some of these rebounds, man. I need Jaren Jackson to at least have 8 to 10 rebounds. You're 6'11", and 6'11", right?
Like
Is
six, yeah,
no
6'11",
is
with
no
a
reason.
wingspan of a 7-footer. So he got a wingspan of a 7-footer. So it's a
Yeah.
yeah.
It's no reason why Jaren Jackson is not averaging at least 8 rebounds, man. 8 to 10 rebounds. So the main thing is I know far as the our lineups we're choosing, we have like a small lineup. So, hey, Jaren Jackson has to work through that right now. But until we have Brandon Clark back, Brandon Clark, he's coming back soon, hopefully. That's what they say in quotations. Hopefully, unless something else comes up. So, yeah. But Jaren, he like I said, the mid range game. Once he adds it to his repertoire, he'll be fine. You know what? Speaking of Jaren Jackson, I said this Memphis Grizzlies player of the game today is Jaren Jackson, Triple J Jr. Man, yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Big time.
yeah,
One of the things, Cash, is that and you talk about rebounding. Part of it is he drifts out to the perimeter too much. I mean, he
yep,
has to. He's a big guy. He's our force. He blocks out, but he drifts to the perimeter. He's a 3-point shooter. I don't like him taking a lot of 3-pointers, but he can
right.
stretch it. But he drifts out to that line. He plays out on the court. I'd like to see him in the post area, on the move. If you saw during the game in the second half, when they got him the ball on the move where they couldn't double team him, he was dominating. I mean, he was just dominating, and no one
Mm,
from the Clippers could handle him. So part of that rebounding thing that you're talking about is
right,
the fact that Jaren drifts outside, he drifts around that 3-point line, and he works from outside in. I want him to be inside out sometimes and
right.
dominate offensive rebounder because he's our guy.
Mm,
He should be cleaning that board and getting some offensive rebounds. So, but
mm-hmm,
excellent game. Certainly the player of the game, and he's
right.
continuing to get better and better, limiting the foul trouble, stand on the court. So excellent game by Jaren Jackson tonight.
Actually, and that's another thing I was proud of Jaren. Jaren controlled himself as far as his fouls because the first half, I don't think he even get a foul the first half because he ended up with how many fouls? 2 fouls, and I was like, whoa. The first
Yeah,
half when I was watching, I was like, man, Jaren actually controlled himself, and it was a couple of plays. It was the Clippers had got fast breaks and loose balls and stuff like that. Jaren compelled himself and like, wait, he know how you usually do. Jaren tried to like the trailer and smack it from behind. He knew he was gonna call foul. And you know what? And that's another thing. The referees were calling ticky tack fouls tonight, man. So hey, I know what you're doing, NBA. Hey,
well,
hey.
you look at it though. They're playing one of the top 3 teams in the West, right?
Yeah.
They're going head to head with them, missing 5 starters, right?
And they
So
just
you have
lost yesterday.
yeah. You have to give them a lot of love for the effort. I mean, they come out every night, play hard, all of them, all the players come in, they give everything they have.
Yeah.
Jaron is learning. He's learning how to play being the best player on the court for the Grizzlies. And you
Mm.
can't pick up those little ticky-tack fouls that you normally would
Mm-hmm.
when you're playing, when you had all of the guys on the court. So yeah, and you're right. He's really not a center, but he's our big guy. He's what we have, and he needs to be down low, working, getting some rebounds, and making sure that he's a force in there. Because Jaren's an excellent shot blocker as well. So I
Yeah.
want to see him more around that basket area, playing that way. And I think we'll get more bang for our buck. But excellent game by Jaren Jackson.
Well, you see the question below series and cinema just X.
I know Jaren is not a center, but with the Grizzlies make him. No, I don't think they need. This year it's an outlier, right? He can't. He's going to have to play the center position because after all the trades, he's the biggest guy we have on the team, literally that can play. But once the offseason come, we need to get some big people and let Jaren play his natural power forward position, and I think we'll be fine. So I don't think he's going to be a center in the future. I like him at the power forward position though, and
You
that's his
know,
natural.
you know what? To me, Lee, I think on my end, I think the Grizzlies are trying to set it up because they said the Grizzlies were looking to make him the center this year. And the main thing is because they were talking about beefing up G.G. Jackson because they wanted G.G. Jackson to be the small, they said small forward, power forward. They
Yeah.
want G.G. Jackson to be power forward.
I don't see Gigi playing the power forward position. He first of all, that beefing him up. You can put weight on a person, but is he natural enough to go up against some of the natural power forwards? I think about Aaron Gordon at Denver. I think about Zion Williamson. I like Gigi as a 3. He can get some minutes at the 4. I really don't want Jaren playing the center position because I think that's fouls waiting to happen.
Questions. So if when Giannis came in the league, did you see Giannis as a four when he first came in the league?
Giannis came in as a three, really, and then he
Right,
developed. He developed into a four.
right,
But when you look at it, he's not. He's not. He's guarding wing people, right? He's
right.
not guarding centers. I wouldn't put Giannis. Uh, Giving Giannis minutes at the five is a mistake because he's not. He doesn't have the girth down low to play. I don't want. I think Jaren will get in tremendous foul trouble by playing the center position, even
No,
next year when the guys.
no. I would say the statement I was stating far as G.G. Jackson. I was saying when Giannis first came in the league, they didn't think Giannis was going to be a power forward just because he has the same size as G.G. Jackson. And G.G. Jackson basically, that's why I was saying they have this almost the same build type. It's just basically Giannis has developed. He has more muscle on him, and he has gotten stronger.
Yeah,
So
yeah. If the Grizzlies come in next year and they don't go out and get a legitimate center position via draft or trade, I think it's a colossal mistake. I think they need to get.
really,
That's why I hated the fact that Steven Adams was traded. I get why they did it. They cleared the salary off the books. I get that, and but I just don't believe that you can play Jaren Jackson at the five consistently, and he's going to not stay out of foul trouble playing up against the likes of Joker, playing up against the likes of Anthony Davis. These are big time scorers,
hey,
and for me, I don't want to see
okay.
him. It's going to put him in a situation where right now, when you look at him, he's foul prone. I don't think that's a good. I personally, I don't think that's a good fit for him to play the five. I really don't.
Right now, just like today the Clippers are one of the top teams in the league. Jaren Jackson held his own tonight. Two personal fouls, and actually the Clippers big man could not stop Jaren Jackson. They
No,
at one point put Kawhi Leonard on Jaren Jackson because
yeah,
Jaren Jackson was killing whoever was on him. And to me, I
yeah,
feel like yeah,
yeah.
if and he's a legit center.
Well, Zubac. First of all, the Clippers don't run anything for Zubac. So Zubac is a glue guy, a offensive rebound guy. They're not going to run the ball. They run plays for Kawhi and Paul George, and so against a guy like Zubac, of course he could play the five. But I'm talking about Joker. I'm talking about Anthony Davis. I'm talking about some of the bigger centers in the league. I just don't. I don't want to trade defensively him guarding bigger centers and to what he would bring on offense. I want someone that can physically use. As a matter of fact, I want two big centers that can use up 12 fouls and not put it on Jaren to be in there battling with those centers. I love him at the four position, that's me. But I love him at the four.
So well, you know what? The only team, you know what? From what I've seen right now, I'm like, who in the draft who you think we can get as a center for the Grizzlies? And I don't
Yeah,
want just to go in because the Grizzlies have already went down this road of just trying to snatch a big man up high in the draft, and then they ended up crying in the end. A la Hasheem to beat around here. I don't want to see no more. Hey, I don't want to see that
that's a
no more. Hey,
that's a blast from the past. That's a
I
blast
have
from
gotten
the past.
scorned.
Well, I'll say this, Cassius. I don't believe that they'll fill that position through the draft. I think they'll do it more in free agency as opposed to draft. Look, the Grizzlies have cleared a lot of money off of their books. I mean, and so they need to get bigger. So I think via free agency next summer will be the route to go, and not because I don't see a lot of big time centers that's coming out of the draft this year. You got the big Eddie kid from Purdue, but he'll probably go higher in the draft. I don't think he's 7'4", and foot speed is an issue with him. People will get him into a lot of pick and rolls. I don't see that as a possibility. I think they need to fill that void in free agency.
Well, the thing is, right now, what's the so other than you said center is the major problem right now for the Grizzlies, right?
Yeah, I think getting bigger. I think getting bigger for next year. I think they have to get bigger. Again, I don't want Jaren. Look, when you think about Ja coming back, Marcus Smart coming back, Bane coming back, Clark coming back. Look, that's 4 roster spots right there. And Clark is active. Clark is active. I
Oh
love the
yeah, yeah,
tandem
most definitely.
Clark and Jaren playing together. Clark can guard some of the bigger, and then they're more active that way. But they certainly need a bigger guy to bang with some of the bigger centers. That's why missing Steven Adams last year just hurt the Grizzlies in that series with the Lakers. They could not match up physically. They got out rebounded. They got dominated on the inside. That's what I'm talking about. They need some bigger bodies, and you don't want Jaren to be your number one, in my opinion, be the number one guy at the center position.
Well, I think to me, this is just me. To me, I think the Grizzlies' problem right now is the point guard position. Other than Ja, right now the reason why the Grizzlies lost tonight is because they didn't have a point guard
I
to
agree with
play the
that.
game.
Yeah, I
If
agree with that.
if we even have Scottie Pippen Jr. right now, the Grizzlies 9 times out of 10 would have probably won this game. But right now, you have in Vince, even though Vince is doing a great job at handling the ball, Vince, sometimes I see plays, he's not seeing some people wide open when he's driving and stuff like that. And right now, I feel like when Ja goes down, when the folks they'll say, okay, we got Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart, he's a great guard. As far as a point guard, he's a great defensive guard, and he can shoot the three. But as far as a point guard, I think Scottie Pippen Jr. Hey, if he wasn't hurt, but the main thing is, are we going to keep all these people? Because right now, if you're looking at Steven is doing a great job. This man, he's a shooting guard, and he's sticking centers. They had him on Zubat tonight, and he did a good job. How many points did he score tonight?
Who was that?
Stevens. Stevens scored. He scored 8 points and had 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, and a steal. That's a great game. Yeah. That's a great game, and like I said, and we found him. There was in the trade we got, right?
Yeah, he came in the trade via trade.
Yeah, and man, that was a great pickup.
You can live with when Ja goes out next year and he takes his breather. You can live with Marcus Smart handling the ball. You don't want him being your primary. Ja will do that for us, but you can live with Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart has played point guard, and I always did say that Marcus Smart wasn't a true point guard. He's not. He's more of a tweener, but you can get away with him backing up at the point. Now, all that being said, I do think they need to go out and get some other help at the backup point guard position. But because you don't want to limit Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is just a scorer. He's a dog. He's going to give you everything he has defensively. You don't want to wear him out, and he can stroke it from the 3. So you don't want to do that. So I do think getting a backup point guard, similar to when they had Tyus Jones, that was an excellent combination coming on.
Yeah.
But so I do think they'll get backcourt help. But to your point tonight, Vince does a decent job. He's just not a point guard. He's not a playmaking point guard. And you see that. He handles the ball well. But you need down the stretch someone to get you in your sets, make sure that you can get the ball into Jaren Jackson's hand in scoring position. And so that's sort of not his forte right now. I love him on the team. He's proven to be a solid player. He's going to be in the rotation next year, but I don't see him playing any point guard or any lead guard next year when the Grizzlies field their team.
Man, look, hey, question. Far as I know, you said point guards and stuff like that. Who you think is going to be on the chopping block? Because right now we have a lot of people on the Grizzlies team right now, And to me, my question is, who do you think is going to be on the chopping block next year? That's on the
Well, I don't.
roster.
I really don't. I really don't see Derrick Rose coming back next year. I think he's
Mm,
out. I think Rose was brought in as a mentor to Ja Morant. I
mm,
think that, they brought him in here to help in that capacity. Derek is limited in the number of minutes he can play. Plus, it's not a huge salary, so I don't see him coming back at all. When you look at roster spots, man, it's gonna be a dogfight.
I
You have
know.
you have people that are really really showing their worth in this. Jake needs to go as well.
Hey.
Yeah,
Oh
well,
yeah,
and
I ain't see that. Thank you, because they took the words right out of my mouth. Hey,
well, I'm gonna
I
say
was
this.
just
I
gonna
don't
say
think he'll be
that.
there. I don't think he'll be. I don't think he'll be there again. It's going to be a lot of moving parts next year. They cleared enough salary cap. They have a lot of second round draft picks. So you
Mm,
get flyers, and you're going to make training camp very very interesting next year. So so
mm.
so Gigi's a keeper. Williams is a keeper. Of the ones that are playing right now.
Stevens
Hey,
is a keeper to me.
well, Stevens need to continue to develop. That's the beauty of these last 23, 20, 22, 23 games. You get to see what they can do. And you
Right,
may already have those backup positions in house right now, right?
right,
And so
right.
let them continue to play. Let it play out, because he's gonna be able to compete against NBA competition down the stretch, and then
Mm.
you make some decisions on that. But we know Rose is not coming back next year. It's been a great story coming back to
Jake
Memphis.
LaRavia, get out of here.
Well, he's not going to be back either. But there's going to be some spots, and it's going to be wild how they feel that team next year, because they
Mm-hmm.
do have to be bigger and more physical. Clark's going to bring juice back.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what if he returns this year or not. Hopefully he does, and we can get to see him in a little action. But certainly backup point guard. What's going on with Zaire?
Mm.
Is he a keeper?
Yeah.
You have to make that decision on him as well, because like, to your point, Gigi's coming. Irregardless, Gigi's coming. Gigi's game's evolving, and he's going to be there. And then you have to make some difficult decisions about who you want to keep in the rotation.
A lot of things I see right now, far as GG, I say this all the time. When me and my wife watch the game, I just sit back, I be screaming at the TV, because I watch Santi Adama and I watch Gigi Jackson and I watch Zaire. And the thing
Mhm.
I say about all three, I'm already knowing, because Gigi is 19. I'm knowing this it's a must, because he's focused, tunnel vision. But Zaire and Aldama, they've been in the league for a good enough length of the time. They could
Yep.
have at least got at least 10 more pounds on them, 10 to 15 more pounds, because right now I can see Zaire, he's on the wing a lot, but Santi is getting pummeled in the paint. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, he's just not a player that physically can hold
mm,
up on the defensive end. And
uh-uh.
to me, these guys, these are prime people that you may
Mm,
move out, and
yeah.
and retool that team with more because you have to look at it this way, Cassius, in my opinion. So we have to develop our defensive identity back, right? We have to make sure that when you talk about the grind house and grind city, Memphis
Yeah.
has always been known for their defensive tenacity and intensity. And even though they give effort, that's not the defense that you need to see from Odama or really Zaire. Zaire's not a good defensive player. He has to be able to guard his position.
Yeah,
And right
Zaire
now,
he has great length, and like I said, Zaire. Like I said, one thing I can give him, Zaire. He's giving great effort. I see Zaire on the ground a lot, and he's going after balls just like Vince Williams. So the main thing is, I know I was hard on Zaire at the beginning of the season, because I was one of the people before the trade deadline. I was like, trade Zaire. trade this fool. I'm like, it was him and Jake LaRavia. I'm like, oh, I hate them jokers. Well, hate is a strong word, but I'm like, I don't like them jokers. I'm like, man, I'm like, trade them. But you know what? After the trade deadline had went away, it's like Zaire had a boost of confidence, and Zaire started doing good. So I'm like, Zaire, he was scared at first, and I guess he was in fear because Ja used to save him during the season because Zaire looks great next to Ja, and then with next to somebody else, he looked terrible. So, but hey,
It's a perfect time for him, and for me, these opportunities don't come by too often. It's a
right,
perfect time for Zaire to show his game, right? To show what he's about, to start to develop. You're getting minutes, and you want to make sure those are valuable minutes. Think about it. Look how Gigi Jackson has embraced the time
mm,
on the court. Last 4 games, I think he's averaging 22.5 points a game.
right,
He's 15 for 30 from 3-pointers in the last 4 games. He's embraced that, Cassius. He's taken it and he's moved forward, and you see it. I need to see, and Zaire's been there longer, and I need to see that from Zaire. Embrace that and show what you can do. Look, I'm not going to say he's going to ever be a great defensive player, but he has
right.
an offensive skill set, and we need
Mm-hmm.
to see more of that as well. So his development or lack thereof is going to be a real key for the Grizzlies going into the offseason as well.
Yeah, because I'm looking at Gigi Jackson. I think they say he broke another record tonight when he averaged double figures tonight. But I forget what the Nationals said, but they say he broke another record tonight versus, you know how like they say LeBron and Kobe and stuff like that. Players up under 19, scoring in double figures in the first. How many games have you been playing?
Shoot, I don't know exactly the
I
number.
forget, but yeah, but he just broke another record tonight. Like I said, Gigi, man,
Man,
the outlook, man, Gigi, look, hey, and that's another thing we're gonna have. We're gonna have a spotlight on Gigi tomorrow morning on After the Buzzer show. Hey,
yep.
make sure y'all tune in tomorrow, 9 o'clock in the morning. We're gonna have a spotlight. We're gonna have talking about what else we're talking about, Lee?
Well, we're gonna first of all thank you for bringing that up, Cash. We're gonna have a spotlight. You know, one of our co-hosts, Marvin Orange, he's from the Columbia, South Carolina area. He knows Gigi Jackson, his family very well. He's watched and scouted Gigi over the time period as he played in Columbia, and he went to South Carolina. So we're gonna have a little special to go over Gigi, how he's doing, how has his game evolved. We're also going to talk about this situation with EA Sports, and they're trying to get the college football players to opt in to an NIL deal. They want to give them $600 and a EA Sports game for college football. We want to talk about that. We're going to talk about the NFL. We're going to talk about college football adopting this 5+7 format for the college playoffs next year. So tune in tomorrow. We're going to have a great show. We're going to have a great show coming at you guys tomorrow, 9 o'clock a.m. It's definitely going to be a hot show. We got a lot of hot topics. So.
Yeah. So another thing is right now, who we got next? Who we got next on the block? I think the team we got next is going to be the Brooklyn Nets for the Memphis Grizzlies. How do you think we should fare going against the Brooklyn Nets?
A winnable game, definitely a winnable game. Brooklyn's struggling right now. If the Grizzlies come out with the same intensity that they played tonight, they should beat Brooklyn. They should beat Brooklyn. And what we
Mm-hmm.
want the Grizzlies to do is stack up a couple of wins, keep their confidence up. You know, they should be able to dominate Brooklyn to make sure that they're running their sets, continue to pound the ball into Jaren. Brooklyn will not have an answer for Jaren Jackson, and just keep up that defensive intensity that they're playing with. I think we're going to do very well against the Brooklyn Nets.
Man, you know what? I already know we're going to win against Brooklyn. But Brooklyn, look, y'all holding Mikal Bridges hostage, man. I don't know why. Look, the Grizzlies trying to give y'all 4 first rounders, man. Y'all trying to hold the man hostage. Let them come back to Memphis, man. Let them come back home, man. Let Bridges come back home, man. Come on. And like
Look,
y'all fired your coach too. Hey, it's a watch season. Take the money,
yeah,
fool. Take the
yeah. Mikal, he's got a skill set. He's a scorer, and that would be something. That would be a great pickup. Again, the off season is going to be very interesting
Mm.
for Memphis. They have 5 or 6 second-round draft picks, right?
Yes,
And
a heap.
and those are like chips as they're going to move around. It's not a heavy, talented draft this year, so look for them to move around. I just think they're going to be active in free agency this year because this is the year with not being a lot of star power in the draft coming out for you to make some splashes in free agency.
Well, right now with me in my sights, the Grizzlies have found the blueprint because right now they're finding a lot of gems in the second round. So, and it's going to be a lot of people that fall because right now, unless you have a bona fide scout that scouting these players like this, it's going to be a lot of players that slip. Like I said, just take for instance for the Pacers. I'm like, I didn't like during college. I didn't know that much about him. What's his name? Halliburton.
Halliburton, yeah.
Yeah, didn't know too much about him. Then like right now, he's an all-star.
Yeah,
I wish the Grizzlies would have got him. I'm like, where this guy come from?
Well, hey, that's what your scouting department gets paid for. To go
Yeah.
in, find gems, develop them, and the key for me with the Grizzlies is they're developing players, right? They
Right.
develop G.G. Jackson. You know, from the time he
Mm-hmm.
spent in the G League with the hustle to the time
Mm.
now they developed him. They're developing Vince Williams, right?
Right.
Continue to develop the talent that you have. The scouting department is doing a good job of bringing in talent and developing them and getting them ready to move up to the Grizzlies squad.
And the main thing is, from your statement, that's enough ammo to say keep some of these second round picks instead of just giving them away because the Grizzlies have found a lot of diamonds in the rough with these second round picks. And so shoot, and they have two great contracts on two great potential players, Gigi and Vince Williams. I'm like, that's like eight and a half million for
And
each
very
player.
reasonable. You're very
Very
reasonable.
reasonable. So basically, you're setting up your roster with two great future players. Right now, you have John Morant, you have Desmond Bain, you have
Jaren Jackson.
Jaren Jackson, and then you have Marcus Smart. I forgot Marcus Smart contract, but basically you have three max contracts, and Marcus Smart he's on a good contract. But the main thing is the Grizzlies they're going to be great in the future. Like I said, that's the reason why they had to let Steve-O go. I understand the process, but I think in the future they're going to get like you said, they're going to get a big man in free agency. But I think they're going to go out and try to find a big man in college, or they're going to try to find some overseas too as well, because there's a lot of guys overseas as well. So
Yeah. And it doesn't really matter. You just need someone that can bang, a rebounder, and that plays with defensive intensity to go up against some of these bigger people. Because again, you don't want, Jaren is too valuable, and you need him on the court. And I'm just not sold on Jaren. He's been doing a good job, and he certainly did a good job tonight not picking up fouls. But that's not been his history, Cash. That's not
man,
been we built this.
Mark my words. Mark my words. Jaren Jackson is going to be playing center next year. Mark my words. It's going to be Jaren Jackson. I'm already knowing they're not letting Gigi start. But when Gigi start playing, he going to start because they're going to have no choice but to start Gigi Jackson. Going to be Jaren Jackson, Gigi Jackson. So it's going to be two Jacksons. It can't be the Jackson 5, so it got to be Jackson 2 around that thing. So we got Gigi Jackson, Jaren Jackson. Then we're going to have Ja Morant, Desmond Bain, and I know they probably play short, but I hope they play. The thing is, I hope they play Vince Williams at the 3, and then have Marcus Smart come off the bench. Because they give you good firepower. Right now, the main thing is the person that's up in the air is Luke Kennard. Luke Kennard, I don't know. Hey, this man, he's on, and sometimes, like today, he's shooting air balls. I'm like, Luke Kennard.
And he's a liability defensively. That's
yes.
The other thing. He's a liability defensively. And again, he's on sometimes. Sometimes he's not. Had a critical turnover tonight down the stretch. And again,
Right.
these type of guys you're going to have to make some decisions on because there's
Mm-hmm.
not a lot of roster spots. And you talking about all of these young people, and I do think they're going to keep some of these young people, but then
Mm-hmm.
you have to make the decisions on the Kennards of the world to see
Yeah.
if that's somebody that is his value enough to keep him on that team. Is his shooting something that you can't live without? And the jury's still out on that.
Yeah. Well, and people, another thing is make sure, all right, we love the chat. So if you have anything to say, make sure you put it in the
Absolutely.
chat. Yeah, and then another thing, man, make sure you go hit that like, share, subscribe, and please
Absolutely.
comment. If you love our stuff, please comment. Right now, we're going to do post-game shows for the Memphis Grizzlies and the Memphis Tigers. Look, hey, we got to make sure we show the home team
Sunday,
love.
Tigers Sunday, Tigers Sunday. We'll
Yeah.
have that post game show right after the Tigers game on Sunday. We want to hear from all of you guys. We're gonna chop it up. Hopefully the Tigers have got their mojo back, and hopefully they got
Mm.
their mojo back. Played very well the other night. They need to bring it, and they need to finish strong these last 4 games that they have going into the
Yeah.
tournament.
Yeah, FAU. Look, y'all gonna come to a pack house, and we gonna be ready to go ahead and what's to get crunk around this thing, man. Look, hey, we ready around here, man. We get ready for big Memphis. We gonna be doing big things all the way. Yeah, that way.
Absolutely. So please tune in tomorrow again, 9 a.m. for After the Buzzer Sports Podcast.
Right,
Also
right.
on Sunday, we'll have the Tiger post game show. Please tune in on that.
Mm-hmm.
Have a ball talking about both the Grizzlies games next week. And so we're just putting out content, man, and we need y'all to take the journey with us.
Right. Yeah. So like I said, look, my name is Cassius. My guy Lee over here. Yeah, my guy Lee over here. Yeah. Hey, like I said, just let us know, y'all. Love it. Like, share, subscribe, comment. So, and hey, in the comments, let us know what y'all want us to cover. Far as like for the Tigers or the Grizzlies, or what y'all want us to talk about, what topics or whatever. Let us know in the comments below. Shout it
Hit us
out.
up. Hit us up.
Yeah, but like I said before, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for joining us. Man.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Peace out.